What's up, guys? BARRYGAMING here, back with some more Eternal Evolution, and today, well, we're going to be talking about the brand new hero that just came into the game, Jaina. Is she another Nord tier hero? That is absolutely a no. The way her skills work are interesting, but the thing that really gives Nord his abilities that make him really overpowered is he's like a range slash melee type unit. He has his nice displacement ability that jumps, can give him a shield, can give him healing if you use the Marauder set. There's a lot of flexibility to that hero. Immunity while leaping, and that's something Jaina has none of. Now, let's go over her abilities because they're a little different than what you might have seen before. Her ultimate last spark is one that deals a damage range between 1200 and 200% or 2000% attack depending on her accuracy. If you get up to 200 accuracy on this hero, that's going to essentially guarantee you're hitting the highest amount. There was a bug when she was first released that made it so that she couldn't dispel immunity effects from heroes. That has since been changed, and it does work, which is a nice little thing that she becomes more of like a tool to use versus certain heroes, like, you know, Leo, things like that. I mean, anything that has like some sort of immunity is great. And then, of course, this ability prioritizes the farthest target. It works a lot like Luke's attack, where he just kind of like hits a line of targets. Hers works exactly the same. But, of course, you can't get rid of invincibility on bosses. Now, this does go up to a very high percentage when you get to the higher levels here. And then she has some bonus effects. The talent effect for every one enemy killed with a skill, she restores 50 energy. At least at the difficulty I'm at, that doesn't happen very often, so it's kind of like a moot point. And then her exclusive energy skill enhancement. For every one target hit, Jaina lowers the cooldown of her normal skills. That one's actually pretty cool. I like that because she normally hits a lot of targets. She does specialize very much in killing off summons, so she is like an anti-summon hero, which is cool. Radiant Starfall, I really like. You'll notice if you guys have played WoW before, it's kind of like the Boomkins, like, you know, Starfall deals random damage. Again, you need to get to 200% to get that maximum amount there. The talent effects are stuns the targets for 2 seconds. I really like her in PvP right now. I have like a full CC team kind of going on, and it works really good. I really like this stun effect here. And then the exclusive Radiant Starfall enhancement deals double damage to summon units. This is where she's really good in PvP, in my opinion, against summoned enemies, or even in game modes that just have a lot of summons. If you need something beyond just AoE, this deals a lot of damage, and the stun is absolutely so useful. Her common here, Flood of Light, she unleashes a beam of light that deals random damage to targets in a fan shape. So this is a lot like Ravenya's big fan-shaped attack here. 330%. Again, you want to get to that 200% accuracy, really important. And then the enemies hit take 15% increased AoE damage for 7 seconds. This is a nice buff if you pair her with Nord, because Nord just does ridiculous AoE damage as it is. This is a huge boost to that AoE, and I just absolutely love it. Her exclusive makes it so that after each casting, the skill increases the damage of subsequent castings up to 50%. The damage for Flood of Light, honestly, isn't really the great part. It's that buff, and kind of like, you know, it's stacking with each other, which is kind of cool. And then lastly, Divine Radiance. After entering the battle, Jaina additionally restores 7 energy per second. That goes up to 15, even higher if you have a commander boost. And then Jaina's attack skills increase her own attack by 1% each time she hits one target, up to 100%, which is really coul. And then if you have the E3, the exclusive 30, Divine Radiance enhancement, when hitting 3 targets or more, additionally restores 100 energy. This is where it actually does start coming in, so I think this would be really good. I don't think she's a very good candidate if you don't have too many EX30 heroes already to go for this, but one thing I do really like I was saying, is her ability to actually get that CC off. I don't think anybody's put any CC in here, so there's a couple different sets that I'm kind of cool with in a way. I had to use at least a 2-piece set of the Hawkeye set, mainly to get that additional accuracy. I only had it on this set, and then and then we also get the additional 40 here. We're running literally just over, and we could actually cut a little bit of this out. We could cut out 15 if we wanted to. Like, we could try to drop it if we haven't already. I was able to drop it off of a lot of pieces here. Other than that, or you can have this, you don't have this, and you run the attack ones instead. I have found she really does need damage reduction, because if she has attack boots on, she's like a wet noodle. She gets destroyed. And the way we're currently running her is essentially with 100% crit rate, 225% crit damage. So not bad at all. Again, the accuracy is kind of one of the most important things we have on this list right here. Her HP is nothing super amazing. Her attack's pretty decent though when you compare her to some other heroes. So yeah, that's it kind of is what it is at this point. We have her at Immortal 0. I'll show you the one place that I am enjoying her, and that is in PvP. I'll see if we can get some good matches going here. We're usually in the top 3 or 4 overall. Hacker is one of the ones we always try to beat. But let's try going against maybe a slightly less powerful team. We'll just buy a bunch of these so we get some extra attempts here today. So what we're going to do is run pretty much like a CC style team. So we're going to be running heroes like this. And we're not going to run any type of support healers or anything like that. What we're looking for here is our hunter. There we go. So this is the team. We have crowd control and stunning from our main tank in the front row. We have Nord, of course, that does his nice little displacement ability. We have a fear effect, and we have 2 stun effects in the back row. I do like running a dragon, honestly, overall, just because it's a nice stat boost to that. I do also like running the flowing rune, just because I'd rather get more energy uptime on these heroes. So we do run that one. This one's a little kind of up in the air. I don't know. We don't really have any assassins on this team or vanguards or anything like that. We could do it for summoners. I just like the additional damage potentially. Or what we can do is reduce the attack speed. That one's kind of nice too. I like running this one quite a bit. It is a little bit lower tier than what we normally run. And then honestly, we're not running any hero here. So just pick whichever one has the highest attack and everything for us. And I'll kind of show you guys how this kind of plays out. I do like how PvP in here, you can't manually do it. It's up to the computer to kind of do what it wants to. The goal here is to try to CC the enemies to the point where we can get off some Nord attacks and everything. As you guys can see here, it's not always the best because you can see the stun hits the back, which ended up being pretty good. The enemy Nord got his energy first, which is really bad. But the goal here is to get these fear effects, make people run away, hopefully, and it just didn't work out this time. We kind of get destroyed, and that's the difference of having someone like Rez on your team. I don't know if we can beat the top team here, but again, she's very squishy, which is why I'm not the biggest fan of her. This one, we're going up against a Pandemonium tank style team with, of course, Nord, because when don't you use Nord in PvP? If we can get an ultimate off here, that would be amazing, but it looks like he's going to get knocked down and probably taken out. Yeah, that's why Pandemonium's actually very strong in the PvP meta right now, which I think leaves it so that it's not as viable for a lot of these other heroes. You can see what's happening here. Our Nord's just taken out before we can even do anything. The enemy Nords are going first, and that's why while I enjoy this team for some of the weaker teams we kind of face against, if we're pushing for like the top of the top, it just doesn't end up working very well. Again, you'll notice all these teams are like Pandemonium style teams with a Nord. It's just hard to beat that. The Pandemonium CC is very, very good. We could run our own Pandemonium as well. It's just ours seems to be kind of squishy in that situation. Also, not running a res means you're not doing the energy drain on the enemy team either. And then you can see right here, enemy Nord gets to use his ability. Our Nord is just going down and we're just struggling. Now, one thing you can try to do to manipulate this is change up some positionings, but then you're putting some of your more important heroes in the line of fire. We can try it right here. We can see if it'll actually work out and put Nord more to the back row. But the way Nord works, because he's like a limited range unit that's more like a melee unit, he's just gonna run up into the front anyway and get pretty much a Nord hit to the face. You can see how low our energy is versus the enemy one, and even in that, we're just not getting the chance to CC anybody. So if the CC meta does come around, I do think she will be worthwhile to use, but like, unless you're running more of like a tank style team, which again we can do something more like this. You drop these heroes out, you instead run the typical tank style team where you at least have 2 tanks in the front row. You put Nord here and you go with a support res. This is the more traditional style team here, and we'll go with that as well as that. You might see a difference. Her stun isn't as impactful, I feel like, or reliable as I would say Daniel's is. Daniel's is just really, really easy to use. But you'll notice a lot of people running tons of tanks in the front row lately. It just seems to be the way everybody does it. And the enemy Nord still getting their attack off. Good damage. Like her AoE is very strong, but you'll see once our Nord uses one attack too, like it does even out quite a bit, and she just doesn't have that survivability to make things work, so it ends up being just kind of like a flop. So personally, I think she's an okay hero. PvE damage wise, she's really good when pairing her with a Nord. If you don't have a Nord, I would say you probably don't really need to bother with this hero. They synergize very well together, mainly because of this right here, the increased AoE damage that she can provide. And of course, she's a decent damage dealer in herself, but is she worth it? She's probably a pass for right now. You don't really need her for any game modes. It's just a nice luxury to have on your account. So hopefully you guys can enjoy this one. Let me know about your experiences with Jaina and see what you guys have come up with. I'll see you guys next time.